Let's talk about boosters. One of the easiest ways to contribute to your team is with a good booster. Some are better than others, and some are only good in certain scenarios, but they always bring something unique to the table to help out your team. Today, we're going to be ranking every single booster in Helldivers 2. For simplicity's sake, I'll be ranking them in the order that they're listed in the armory in the game itself. Just keep in mind that these are my opinions, and if you disagree with me, you can rank them yourself using the template I made on tiermaker.com, which will be in the description. With all of that out of the way, let's get on to the rankings.
First up, we have Vitality Enhancement from the Helldivers Mobilize Warbond. Provides minor damage reduction from all sources for all Helldivers. We're starting off very strong with one of my favorite boosters in the game. Vitality Enhancement gives you a flat 10% damage resistance against all sources of damage. So if you combine this with some heavy armor, you'll end up surviving a lot of potentially fatal situations. And if you combine it with elemental resistant armor, such as advanced filtration armor, you'll become nearly invulnerable to that particular element. I personally have this one as my second highest priority behind the Hellpod Space Optimization Booster. So I think Vitality Enhancement is an easy S tier. I think every new player needs to pick this one up right away and start running it. Next up, we have Stamina Enhancement, also from the Helldivers Mobilize Warbond. Increases all Helldivers' stamina capacity and recovery. This one is another great booster for players to grab early on, because you can always use more stamina. I'm a more methodical player myself. I don't always need to be sprinting and diving, so I don't see it as a pure necessity, but I can't deny that it's just downright useful to all players, and there's a reason that it's taken so often. You can't go wrong with the Stamina Enhancement. So I'm going to put Stamina Enhancement in A tier. It's just really solid. It's a straight upgrade, and it's just good. It's just good. Next up is Muscle Enhancement from the Helldivers Mobilize Warbond. Allows Helldivers to traverse difficult terrain with ease. Muscle Enhancement will vary in effectiveness depending on the terrain you're fighting on. If you're fighting in a wide open desert with few changes in elevation, then it's not going to be a game changer, but if you're fighting in a more mountainous biome, then it can be a considerable buff to your mobility. Simply put, it's not always effective, and it's going to be better on some planets and worse on others. So I'm going to put the Muscle Enhancement in B tier. It's not always useful. It's better on some biomes than others, and I think that means it's B. It's average, it's situational. Next up is the UAV Recon Booster from the Helldivers Mobilize Warbond. Increases all Helldivers' effective radar range. This is a booster that depends on the skill of the user to be effective, because you'll need to keep an eye on your map to actually get any use out of it. It's great when you plan on being a bit stealthier. It allows you to spot enemies sooner so you can avoid them. But of course, if you're just running and gunning, then you should probably take something a bit more practical for your situation. I personally don't use it on most missions, and that's because I would just rather take a booster that can save the lives of me and my teammates in a firefight. And I'm not discrediting the use of the UAV booster either. I think it's good at what it does, of course, but it's not really the straight upgrade, like the big boost that you would expect from a booster. And we're just going to run down the list here. I'm probably going to put this in C tier, because it's not always useful. It's not like a must-have. It's definitely not a must-have, but it's pretty good if you're running a stealth mission, which is not most of the time. Next up, we have the Increased Reinforcement Budget from the Helldivers Mobilize Warbond. Increases the number of available reinforcements. This one is super easy to understand. If you keep running out of reinforcements, then start running this booster instead. It allows you to play more recklessly against high difficulties, since the impact of each death is lessened. Although it is useful to some, you won't be needing it if you and your team are good enough, so if you're relying on this booster, it can be a bit of a crutch. So to summarize, it's just useful to some and useless to others. I'm going to put it in B tier. It's decent, but it's not good if your team is really good at not dying. You know, if you're just really skilled at the game, you're probably not going to need it. But if you die a lot on higher difficulties, then why not take this? Next up, we have Flexible Reinforcement Budget from the Steeled Veterans Warbond. Reduces time until new reinforcements are granted once they've been depleted. Let's face it, this booster is nearly useless, and I struggle to think of any reason why you would actually want to bring it. The very idea of taking a booster that relies on you nearly failing the mission is already a flawed concept. Normally, it takes 2 minutes to regenerate reinforcements when they're depleted, and this booster lowers that to 1 minute and 30 seconds. Marvelous. It should either regenerate your reinforcements much faster, or give you a slow regeneration of reinforcements throughout the entire mission. That's the only way it could be viable, and if that was the case, it'd probably be pretty good. If you really want more reinforcements, just take the increased reinforcement budget. That will help you and your entire team, and not just whoever's getting rezzed one by one at the end of the mission, you know? So this is D tier. This thing's useless. Next up is Hellpod Space Optimization from the Helldivers Mobilized Warbond. Helldivers come out of the pod fully stocked on ammo, grenades, and stims. Nothing needs to be said about this one. You will see this booster in 99% of missions. It's not even that it's good, it's that it's necessary, and it just makes playing the game feel better. It's what you have to have. That's why it's a bonus from the DSS. If your squad isn't running this, then you need to reconsider your life choices that led you here. I'm very grateful to the Super Earth military and the Helldiver program, but let's just be honest for a minute. If we can afford all these super destroyers and we have the ability to create black holes, why can't we afford to drop in fully stocked? God, this needs to be built into the game by default so that we can use other boosters and have more fun with them. Anyways, this is the best booster in the game. Top of S tier. It should just be normal. Next up is Localization Confusion from the Cutting Edge Warbond. Increases the time between enemy encounters. It can be tough to gauge the effectiveness of this one. First off, the description isn't very descriptive, and also because you won't be able to see the difference in real time between having it on and having it off. It definitely helps against bugs a lot when multiple of them want to summon their friends all at once, but it's harder to tell how effective it is against the bots and the Illuminates. They usually don't summon many drops to begin with, and this booster will only delay that by around 10%, so it's not the game changer you might hope for it to be. I might put this one in either like a C tier, a higher C tier, or a lower B tier. It's really not that good. It's good against bugs. It can be good against bugs, but it's not really that good though. I mean, it's not everything you'd want it to be. Next up is the Expert Extraction Pilot from the Democratic Detonation Warbond. Lowers the time it takes for the extraction shuttle to reach the extraction beacon. This one is fine, I suppose, but if you're any good at defending the extraction point, then you're not going to be needing it at all, really. There's one big use case for this, and that is for blitz missions. It's pretty good on blitz missions, and it gives you and your team a bit more time to clear out the map and defend extraction before your destroyers leave orbit. So consider taking it on blitz missions, or if you're for some reason always running out of time. If you're the kind of guy who runs out of time on a mission, then yeah, take this. But otherwise, you can do a lot better than this one, I think. So again, I think this is also like a low B tier or high C tier for me. I'll probably put it just in here for now. Next up is Motivational Shocks from the Polar Patriots Warbond. Allows all Helldivers to recover faster after being slowed by an attack, such as acid. Does not mitigate area effects, such as EMS strikes. The description describes this one very well, so I gotta commend it for that. It's not hard to understand what it does and when it doesn't work. I don't take this one very often simply because I don't think it's worth taking over many other boosters, especially since there aren't many things that directly apply a slowing effect. Most slowing effects in the game come from, things like tremors, environmental, like the spores or those little like snow things. Unless you're like constantly getting spewed with acid and constantly slowed down, consider taking other boosters instead of this one. I think this is like a low C tier. I don't think it's good at all, personally. It's not useless though. It does actually do something. Next up, we have Experimental Infusion from the Viper Commandos Warbond. In addition to restoring health, stims temporarily increase movement speed and damage reduction. This one is perfect for the aspiring drug addicts out there. Experimental Infusion makes your stims way better, allowing you to move faster and tank more hits. So these are good against every enemy faction and are viable on every difficulty. If you combine this with the medkit armor passive, then you can get even more use out of it. Plus you can give a few of your extra stims to your teammates as well. And speaking of which, this booster might actually make the stim pistol worth the damn. This is definitely one of the best parts of the Viper Commandos Warbond. Unless you're just so good that you never ever get hit, you never need to stim, you're just, you're John Helldiver, you're General Brash, then this one's pretty good. So I'm gonna put it in, like, high A tier. Not necessary, but it's damn good. Next up is Firebomb Hellpods from the Freedom's Flame Warbond. Lines all Hellpods with volatile incendiaries that detonate upon impact, igniting any units in vicinity of the drop site. While this booster is actually a really cool idea, it just sucks. The footage here speaks for itself. Nothing comes out of it except for maybe some minor damage against weak enemies. This booster is so bad that it seems like it's downright broken. And by broken, I mean it doesn't work. It has tiny radius, next to no damage. It can barely even set an enemy on fire, which is the bare minimum of what I would expect it to do. And even if they were to give it a huge buff, I can imagine that it would cause a ton of team killing, and that would just make it frustrating. Either way, Arrowhead should find a solution for this thing. It's just useless. This thing is D tier. It's worse than flexible reinforcement budget, frankly. Next up is Dead Sprint from the Truth Enforcer's Warbond. Allows Helldivers to keep sprinting even when they're out of stamina, draining their health instead. Dead Sprint is an interesting one. It has to be one of the most subjective choices out of all the boosters in Helldivers 2. If the most important thing to you is mobility, no matter the cost, then this is definitely a good choice. But if you're like me and you don't mind waiting a few seconds to get your stamina back, then it's unnecessary. It really all comes down to what you like and how you play the game. The one situation where it's a no-brainer, for me, will be farming super credits with a friend. One of you can take Experimental Infusion, and the other can take Dead Sprint. Then you could sprint for the entire mission, and have some bonus movement speed too. Again, Dead Sprint is just super subjective. I understand its value, but I also don't take it a lot, so I'm just gonna put it in, like a mid-B tier. It's not bad, but I just don't take it a lot, because I don't really need it. And finally, we have Armed Resupply Pods from the Urban Legends Warbond. Mounts a modified AR-23 Liberator to all resupply pods, allowing them to double as automatic turrets. This one is just better than Firebomb Hell Pods. I mean, of course it is, but as far as Hellpod modifiers go, this one is marginally useful. With this booster equipped, calling down a resupply is like calling down a little temporary guard dog. It's not bad for a little bit of extra damage, but there are definitely drawbacks. It doesn't have a lot of ammo. It seems to be around 2 magazines ammo's worth of a standard Liberator, and it will obviously be destroyed if the Hellpod itself is destroyed. The biggest problem I see with it is the uptime. You only get a certain number of rounds fired from it on every resupply, so around every 3 minutes, you'll get a little bit of extra firepower. That's not really a lot to work with, and there are plenty of situations where I would just rather have a straightforward upgrade that will always be present. So I'm not sure where I'd put this. Is it worse than Expert Extraction Pilot and everything in C tier? I'm not sure. I might move this one down to C tier and put this one in B tier. I think that's where it belongs. Because I would rather have armed resupply pods than the Expert Extraction Pilot most of the time. I also just don't think that it's that good. I mean, it's fine. It's fine. So yeah, these are my final rankings. I stand by these 100%. If you disagree with me at all, please let me know in the comments. I understand that boosters are pretty subjective. Like Dead Sprint, I don't like Dead Sprint a lot, but I understand the value it has. Same goes for, UAV. I don't use UAV, but if you're, in a stealth mission or whatever, or motivational shocks, like they all have a use case, but like the ones at the top here, these two are the best, and these two are definitely really good too.
If you've watched all the way to the end, then please leave a like on this video, and subscribe for more videos on Helldivers and other co-op games. I plan on branching out and expanding upon the type of content I've been making recently. I know my ranking videos are the meat of my channel, but I'm sort of running out of things in Helldivers 2 to rank. Like I got Warbonds, and I can't really think of much else without treading on old ideas again. So yeah, if there's any other ideas for Helldivers 2 videos that you want to see get made, then drop a comment, because I read all my comments. Or even other co-op games, because right now there's a lot of really good co-op games coming out, like Monster Hunter, Elden Ring Night Rain is coming out later this year. My point is that feedback is much appreciated, and I'm looking to branch out beyond the typical content I've been making for around half a year now. But anyways, that's all I have for today, so this is the SES Prophet of Dawn signing off.